Good morning, everyone. Today is February 4th, and today is day 4. I think it's day 4, yeah, because we started on February 1st, so day 4. Um, as I suspected, today is not really the greatest day. I've had my good days, and now I'm into one of my bad days. Hopefully, it's just a day or two, and then I'll be better again. It's actually, when I say good morning, it's probably morning for someone. It's actually almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon here. Um, so needless to say, today's video is probably going to be pretty boring. I think I'm going to just leave it at talking a little bit about myself and my disease. Um, a lot of people, as I said yesterday, they see me as this big guy that, I should have all this strength. I look healthy, relatively healthy for a fat person at least. And yes, I call myself a fat person. In my eyes, I see Jabba the Hutt. Um, Somebody has told me I've had that thing where you kind of look at yourself and you oversee yourself. A lot of people become bulimic because of it. I'm not in any danger of doing that, but I do see myself as a very obese person. I want to get rid of the fat. It's amazing. I can get rid of the 25 pounds, and mentally it helps me so much. And I think that's probably how a lot of people are. They can probably get rid of just, even 5 pounds. 5 pounds can be, a war with yourself. But you lose that 5 pounds and you feel like a different person. For me, of course, I don't have the extra weight pulling me down. It makes me feel better. So a little bit about me. In 1995, I was diagnosed originally with ankylosing spondylitis, which is, basically inflammation in the spine and stuff like that. It's a chronic disease. This is before the big push for looking at the symptoms of MS, the symptoms of somebody my age at that time, because I was in my 30s, somebody my age having rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis. In 1995, I became bedridden. I couldn't leave the bed. I was that sick. When I did leave the bed, it was for just to go out to the living room and sit in a chair. I almost kind of had given up on everything, and I remember the doctors basically, they put me on disability, and that's a big blow. When you hear the words, "You'll never be able to work again." It's huge to inside it. It hurts. It's like somebody just exploded an atomic bomb inside of me. I felt like my life is over. I don't have a purpose anymore, and I have to admit I gave up. I didn't see any purpose. I could no longer fly airplanes, and yes, I'm a pilot for those that don't know. And yes, I'm a pilot again, and that's part of my story. I lost my medical because of my disease. I lost everything. I had people around me that loved me, but that was overpowered by the fact that I just felt useless. And I hurt. When you hurt all the time, imagine waking up, and the moment that you wake up, you feel pain till the time that you go to bed. Then you struggle to go to sleep, and your only relief is finally when they give you a pill, i.e. Ambien, to put you to sleep at night. That's the only relief that I would have. I took Ambien. I became so dependent on Ambien because the bed sheets would hurt. Would move ahead a few years. I spent probably about a good 2 years in bed. When I say in bed, like I say, I'd get up and I'd go in the living room. I'd be out there for an hour, but sitting up hurt, so I went back to bed. I slept. Literally from 95 to 97, I don't remember a lot. I don't know if it's just because of the drugs that they had me on. I mean, I was on hydrocodone, Indocin, Meprogan, different muscle relaxers. And on top of that, they were giving me methotrexate injections. I mean, it was just, it was horrible. And if you look up some of these drugs, their side effects and the things they can do to you is worse than what the disease can do to you. So, yeah, they help you to live, but there was no quality to life. And then finally, about 2 years, about 1997, something just clicked at me. And I said, you know what? Screw this. I'm done with this. I can't go out like this. I was young. There again, I had people who cared. And so I started making myself get up, making myself do things. And I would literally get up and do something for an hour, and then my body would be in such horror, just agonizing pain for a day because I did something for an hour. But I said, you know what? I'm not going to let this beat me. And so I started doing more and more. I would push myself. And then it's like I broke through this wall. It took me about a year. I broke through this wall. And in that year, so now we're in 1998, I discovered, you know what? I can use a wheelchair. I can do things. And so in 98, the doctors at that point were going, well, you know what? We said you'd never leave bed, but you'll never leave the wheelchair. At least, for the most half. That wasn't good enough because now I had it up here. The doctors are not always right. Sometimes you have to go by what's up here. You have to feel your way through things. If you're being told by a doctor that you can't do something, but you feel you can, try it. What are you going to do? Make it worse? Let me tell you what, laying in a bed for 2 years sucks. Being dependent on people bringing you your meals, doing things for you sucks. And if you think it sucks for you, think about your loved ones. They want a life too, and they want a life with you. I mean, it's such a horrible battle for everyone. My family has never complained about it. I'm the one that complains about it. I'm the one that felt bad about it. My family was always there for me. So in 98, I was in a wheelchair. And I spent 98 and part of 99 off and on in a wheelchair. And the doctors told me, well, you'll never walk. Well, guess what? I walk now because I spent that year pushing my limits. I just kept pushing it and pushing it. Did I fall down a lot? Hell yeah. Did I get bruised a lot? Hell yeah. I mean, I got hurt bad. And it would never fail that for every hour I would put in and I would extend my what I had in me, I would pay for it with at least 6 hours. And I don't really know how to explain that except that there's a cost for everything you do when you have a chronic disease. If you take and you do something good for an hour, you're gonna pay for it for hours afterwards. But I wasn't gonna let it beat me, and so I pushed and I pushed. By 99, about summer of 99, I was walking, and I also wanted to start. Then I'll get a little bit choked up here. I wanted to start to be able to do more because my mother, towards the end of 98, was diagnosed with breast cancer. Cancer runs in the family. And I wanted to be there for my mom. And unfortunately, in November of 99, my mother passed away because the cancer went to the brain. So it's another thing that I'm very close about. It's very close to my heart because I lost my mom to cancer. But I took in, by early summer, I was walking. And that allowed me to go with my mom to her chemo appointments, to do things. It wasn't this big hassle because as sick as I was, as bad as I hurt, my mother was worse. And I had to be there for her. My mother was there for me. her whole life. And I wanted to show her how much I loved her. So, I gotta pause this. Oh, sorry about that. It's kind of funny that you think that after years, my mother passed away November 11th, or actually November 15th, 1999. And here we are, 2015. You would think that some of that pain would wear off, and it doesn't. When I do things with my son, I really miss my mom because I wish that she was here to see that. So another lesson there is make the best of every day. And I think that's kind of the theme that has happened here, was that especially after my mom passed away, I realized how life can all of a sudden just be gone. It's done. And so I decided to live every day. And in doing so, I started walking again. I started doing again. Do I have what I used to where I could work, 10, 12 hours a day? No, I don't. Because the disease will always win on that part. Just as you've seen, I had a great day, and then, we went to have fun at the go-karts and stuff like that. And now I'm paying for it. It'll be a few days. Do I regret that? Hell no. Because it was time with my son. It was time that I was able to be me. I was able to be a father. And those are the moments to live for. I love my son. And we'll get into more about my son. Those of you that are personal friends know the struggles that I had to have my son. And I will never regret having him. I love him to death. And sometimes he is the reason for me to get out of this bed that I'm sitting on right now. Yes, I'm sitting on a bed, on my bed. It is the reason sometimes to get out of bed. It is the reason to push. But living with a chronic disease, it does suck. And I totally feel for anyone out there. So I think today, like I say, this is probably going to be it for the video because we're not going anywhere today. That and it snowed a couple inches, I've just discovered a few minutes ago. The message here is that when you look at somebody, don't just judge them. Don't just, you see somebody pull up to a handicap spot, they throw up the placard, and you see them jump out and go into a store, and you say to yourself, oh, well, must be nice to be special and be able to get that, and like you really deserve it. I want you to remember something. Just because I'm not missing an arm, I'm not missing a leg, or missing my left eye, I'm still disabled. I am basically too proud to show my pain out in public, but I hurt. I hurt from the time I get up till the time I go to bed. It is what this disease does to me. And because I choose not to show it, doesn't mean I'm not disabled. It's just the way it is. So please take away from this that, don't always judge a person just on what your immediate reaction is to seeing them pull up and do that. And I know we got a little bit off thing there. I'm a little bit jumbled, and there again too, taking a pain pill, and my brain is probably not working that great. I think that's about it. I think I'm going to go ahead and close this off here. I still got to edit the video for yesterday and get it up there for February 3rd. And then I want to spend some time with my son and get some things done, because tomorrow is going to be a busy day. Like I say, Thursday, I have to go to an allergist to find out about a problem up in here. Before we're trying to get severe sinusitis cleared up before I have more surgery, which I just had surgery in November, major surgery of my sinuses. So I've got to get this cleared up so that we can go in and do some more surgery. And then JR has his school testing. Hopefully that doesn't get canceled or moved up again, because I want to try to get him into school. He has that tomorrow afternoon, and then tomorrow evening we have Civil Air Patrol. So I think that's going to be about it. And remember, as I always say, be safe out there, be careful, and take care.